we're sort of an opener and then
yeah,
a main act.
Yeah, it's neat. It's like we're a real show.
More to the night.
Yeah, because we're not a real show.
Just stuff like, well, we're eventually we need to court Oprah.
Dude, Owen is so sexed up. Have you have cable, right?
Yeah, but I don't watch it.
Dude, there's always some transgendered thing on at least every other night.
See, we can do this.
Maybe there's not enough gay and lesbian, actually. Maybe it's trans biased.
Mm.
Chaz got his first major documentary about him.
Right.
That was on there. And then Lisa Ling, American Lives. Lisa Ling has a show that it's rerunning now where she profiles 5 different transgender people. A couple of them are little kids.
Alright.
You know, of course you gotta wrestle with that. Like,
and we've got our transgender doggy.
yes, we have to do a public service announcement.
Lorelei called.
A dog needs a home.
Some of you know who Lorelei is, and here in the LA area, if you're in the LA area, we have a doggy who is an actual hermaphrodite, has both girly parts and boy parts. And
when will they stop?
Both parts have been fixed, so doggy can't reproduce. Doggy's name is Honey, and it's a Pomeranian, white cream color Pomeranian. Very, very sweet, very calm. But he or she needs a home. And so,
He
and she needs a home. So if you want to give this transgender doggy a home, you can reach out to the transgender doggy community.
Funny!
But it's true.
Yeah, it is. It's totally funny.
And
I don't
so,
understand how that happened, though.
It
happens in
happens.
nature a
It
lot.
happens all the time. This is
Really?
biologically possible. This happens.
It's always people. I never heard of a dog.
It happens
Doggies and
among
doggies
a
and
lot of
kids.
species. There are
Dolphins.
over 230 species that are intersex.
Okay, an intersex doggy who is not going to pick one gender and have surgery.
Right. This
is an
doggy
intersex
is going
doggy.
to have a vagina and a penis and is not going to have cosmetic surgery to remove either. So this
However,
is
it
a
did
doggy.
have surgery to render both inoperable.
Both are inoperable. This doggy will not reproduce.
She had her tubes tied and he had a mastectomy.
Yes.
So wait, how do we contact? Because I
So-
actually want to send this to friends of mine who are all
What I'm
animal-
going to do is, Lorelei later this evening is going to send me information about it, and so I will post it on the Center's Facebook page and post it around, and
Okay.
I'll send out emails to people I know. And
Okay.
so,
friends who-
if you want to know, you can certainly write to us. You can write to queries@positivesexuality.org. And this is always fun, right? You can write to that, and you can ask me about the doggy, and I'll send you the information.
So cool.
And okay, so,
All right, so
we should sub Gab.
Let's bring in Taylor. So we have Taylor X, who is an erotic poet. Yeah.
Spoken
And
word
spoken
beat poet.
artist.
A beat poet who gets beat.
All right, tell us about your poetry.
This is just
This stuff just flows out of you. Like you're just like, oh, I wrote another poem. Like seriously.
It does. I
guys,
just
like,
I
yeah,
write and
wrote
write
something.
and write, and I just luckily I just see things in a interesting way, like and I put them out there, and I don't know if a lot of other people have put them out without getting like super graphic. Not that there's anything wrong with super graphic. It's just I just didn't write that way.
Okay.
It's like I'll read them for you, and then
Let's open this one.
All right. And let me. How long have you been writing this type of poetry?
ever since I started writing, it some of it sounds like it's romantic, but then it gets into a little bit more, and then it's like, this is just reality,
Okay.
And it's not. There is no like strict rules with you about rhyming or.
Oh,
It's hard to say
I'm done with
poetry for our generation. Normally we call it spoken word, but you
Right.
do have like a beginning and an end.
Stanzas.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at the page, and for me, like when I've written poetry, and I'm sure this is the same with you, is that when I've written poetry, it's not just the words, and it's not just how you perform that, but part of it, at least for me, was also how it looked on the page. that words were in a particular line for a particular reason, to emphasize certain images and ideas.
Right. For the most part, when I write something that I'm going to put out, you know, words are placed where they're placed because I want you to read that word, pause, then go to this word.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which is very. You didn't even go to college for that. Most people go to college to learn that stuff.
Yeah, I was too drunk and doped up. I didn't make it to class. And,
The woman who wrote for Colored Girls, Zotaki Shanga, I can't say her name. She has that kind of poetry where it's like it's also the words that you're looking at on the page. It's art when you look at it.
I think so. I think poetry covers a lot. Is a visual and a performance and an auditory art.
I mean, I understand iambic pentameter and stuff like that, but I just don't use it. It's like it's not necessary for me anymore.
So it's more free verse.
It's free verse, yeah.
Okay.
Like Leonard Skinner, free verse.
If I leave tomorrow, yes, please. Would you?
All right then. So will you read something?
Sure. This one's called Hello.
Hello.
Hello. July 5th, 2011 at 4:11 a.m. You open the door wearing these cool biker boots, and I kiss you like it was the last kiss ever. I sucked on your lip, and you dripped, and I pulled the back of your hair. And I drug my teeth on the side of your neck, which is now mine. Imagine the sensation, push you face down on the place where dreams are had, and now coming to fruition. Wrapped my arm around your waist, and I grabbed your hip. Then again at the lip. Below began to quiver. Your breath is starting to. I pull off your black and red wife beater. My breath on your nipple, like a heater. My powerful arm behind your back, shoving yourself deeper into my mouth. Like a vacuum, you inhale my tongue. And all this is at hello.
I like that. I like, oh, that's great for the villain in the room. That's great. Villainous poetry. That's wonderful.
So that.
I like that. Very nice.
And then there's the one that goes with his goodbye. Do you want me to read another?
Sure.
Oh, pause a minute.
Okay.
Ustream has gone to commercial. Give us 15 seconds. Vamp for a minute.
So I was kicking it real fly, but I don't get high, and then I got drunk, but I'm not a punk. I was kicking the flavor like Stephen King writes horror.
And
We're back.
Okay.
All right.
Fabulous.
that was weird.
So you write hello,
All right,
and now you're going to read goodbye.
I'm gonna read goodbye.
Okay.
Sounds like a very tumultuous relationship.
Goodbye. I'm looking in the mirror in your bathroom. Shit! You left teeth marks on my chest. What the fuck? 6 hickeys on my neck? You trying to brand me? Where'd you leave my panties? My Modulus t-shirts under the bed. When did you do that? Okay. Alright. Where's my other sock? I zip open my bag. Go over my checklist. Wrist restraints. Nipple clamp. Spreader bar. Deerskin flogger. Assorted toys. iPod with our favorite playlist. Sex. Lust. Fuck. I plug your clock back in. You just snorted in your sleep. I lay next to you. You reach back for my hand. I thought you were asleep. You sneaky little smile. I gotta roll, baby, so don't pout. And I don't know when I'll be back. I don't think I could ever tell you goodbye, though.
What's up with panties?
She made me wear them.
You like her.
So is this the part where we put him on the hot seat?
Okay. What's the question?
What do we want?
No.
Never?
Yes.
Never?
Ever?
How often?
Not a lot.
How many?
So are you performing? Are you performing locally?
Yeah, I perform almost 7 times a week.
Okay.
Jack's over in Glendale on Lexington and Brand. That's about 8 o'clock. Then I go to Ground Control, which is on Crenshaw and Pico on Monday nights. That starts about 9, and I read there. And it's like alternative karaoke, so my friend Andrew who runs it, he just lets me do whatever I want.
Okay.
And then Tuesdays, sometimes I go to the Tribal Cafe. Wednesdays, I go to Divas over in Leimert Park, kind of South Central. Then Thursdays, I go to the Hollywood Studio Bar and Grill, and I read there.
That's Gower Gulch?
Gower Gulch.
Okay.
Then Fridays, I usually hit up Thea Chucha's up in Silmar.
Okay.
And that's about...
It's a lot. You're all over the place.
Yeah, I definitely want to... I don't see that there's much of a poet scene in LA, you know? And I don't like to go to poetry things and compete.
Right.
To
Yeah,
me,
you don't
it's...
slam. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't slam. I did go to a slam one time over at Blue Cafe in Long Beach, and they had a slam upstairs. And I signed up to slam, and I walked up there and I said, my poem was, I felt like I just blew 2 of my 3 wishes. That was it. That was my poem.
Did you drop the mic and walk up?
No, I don't think I did. But
Now,
there were-
for people who don't know, what is that? You slam.
Slam is like super fast, I'm going to say passionate and loud poetry, and then people judge them.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay. I mean, that's cool, that's their deal. I don't do it, but that's their deal.
Okay.
And it's like a dance-off, like break
Just
dance.
competitive.
Competitive, yeah.
Okay.
It's just a different thing, yeah.
Yeah.
You're not that kind of improv artist, I don't think.
No, those guys, from my understanding, the couple people I do know, they spend weeks memorizing every single word and phrase and stanza of their piece. Oh, sometimes on Saturdays, sometimes Saturdays I get down to Long Beach at Shades of Africa. They have a pretty good poetry thing there too. So that's another place I go.
And so you have been in the BDSM scene at
Yes.
some point in your life.
Yeah,
And you,
I'm distracted.
There are women off camera adjusting their cleavage.
Rocks!
Working just fine for the text.
Yeah, it's working just fine for everyone.
Great. I love this show.
man, hey, you can come back like every show.
Oh, it's your deal.
You can see more women.
But you were telling me that you were on the interwebs. We have to stop saying that because it's going to stick and it doesn't work anymore. But okay, you were on the interwebs back in the day.
Now, back in the day,
Yeah.
there was back in the day, there was a
Prodigy
magazine.
back in the day? Or are we talking?
I think
Oh,
Greek
beyond
Prodigy,
Greek
yeah.
Prodigy.
Okay, alright.
We're talking early KMFDM,
Okay.
early Front 242
Alright.
days.
Oh, wow.
Club Fuck days, if anybody remembers Club Fuck.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
Tim.
And I used to have this thing, and it was a BBS then. There was no
Right.
internet. It was a
The
BBS.
bulletin
So
board,
what-
KBBS?
I think so. We used to meet over at Shakey's on Lancashire.
Yes.
Yeah, all
Reunion.
right.
yeah. Now we
Reunion.
know.
And
It all starts to connect now.
I lived over in Long Beach at the time, so I had a small group called the South Bay Fetish Club. And I had an ad in Whips and Chains, and just people I knew, they could buy a membership at the South Bay Fetish Club. They get a little South Bay Fetish membership card, and I knew a bunch of doms, and they had a house in LA, not too far from MacArthur Park. It was about 4 stories, 3 stories tall, and they would have play parties and meet and greet parties.
Okay.
And those guys with South Bay Fetish cards would get in at a reduced rate, you know.
Very cool.
Yeah. And then Cinematic came in, and I remember Threshold. And yeah. I remember Threshold, and then God, I just had to like get a day job and stuff because it just was sucking up my time. What a jip!
Fucking bill paying. Okay, so are you primarily a top or a bottom?
I'm a switch.
Okay.
Good for
Woo!
you.
Thank you.
Good for you.
We are the best people.
Yeah, we go both ways.
Versatile.
Good to be versatile. That's right.
Good to be
You're
versatile.
Absolutely. So where do you want to see your poetry go? Do you want to be published? Do you want to do more performance? What do you want to do with that?
Well, I do have a CD on iTunes, and it's called Speed Bleeding, and that's my first release of 20 poems.
Okay.
And I will probably have my erotic poetry up there pretty soon. And then I got way more than enough material to have 2 more releases. And so throughout next couple months, all that stuff will get up on iTunes.
And as far as publishing, you're old school in that you did self-publish. What,
Yourself.
7
yeah.
or 8 years ago?
Yeah, I did have a book called Psalms 5150.
Nice.
And that got published, and I had it in a couple border stores for a little while. And
You bought ISBN numbers, which blew my mind. I'm like, you can do that? Like,
you could buy anything.
I know. But I'm like, wow, you have like a real book, and like it's on the bookshelf at Borders.
Yes, it was.
Great. Fantastic.
That one, I think there's like, I have a medium-sized publisher. I think he's in Texas. I don't know. Well, it's not real big. He has like 90 books, and he's not promoting a lot. So are you gonna edit that out?
It's live, baby. This is it.
Anyway.
But no, now you're
Nothing
kind of
is
stuck in the nether. You're stuck in this purgatory of you can no longer drop money on tons of hard. You have overstock.
Yeah.
You can't do it versus self-on-demand publishing, which still takes some kind of money.
It does. It
But
does.
on-demand is kind
It's
of
a
the
little
route to
easier,
go now.
but it's sometimes it's a harder sell.
It's all.
PDFs.
Yes.
PDFs.
PDFs. Yeah. Yes.
Oh, exactly. Kindle's
You
all.
can
Yeah.
do e-publishing these days, which is very cheap.
Right.
Yeah.
That's another option I want to check out.
Yeah.
But
Going
a
through
lot of
places
people.
like Lulu or getting a Kindle or
Oh,
Kindle
exactly.
download or something like that.
Right. I just know a lot of people like hearing me read, so I started putting them. There's no music. It's not tricked out. It's just straight up poetry. Right on.
Because you're a trick. You're enough of a trick.
I'm enough.
It's wonderful. So will you read this one more?
Sure.
Fabulous.
This is called Wishing the Same Wish. As you allow my voice to penetrate your mind, you step out of the old, invited, slipped inside, beg for warm breath. It feels like rain in space. Between your sighs, your pulse starts to race. Your mind is amazing when you really let it go. It'll tell you all you desire. Me? I know. Sometimes people ask, please just a kiss, but funny how you find yourself wishing the same wish. As you start to feel the warmth of the sun all over the place, your passions start to flow at a wet and dangerous pace. Dripping down your thighs, your lips cannot lie as I kiss, tongue, and lick. You're wishing the same wish. That's it.
That was like Disney. What's the song about wishing? Is it from Cinderella or Snow White?
Star. Never wish your heart makes.
That's right. This was
Yeah.
like your
This
Disney
is a dream
erotica.
that
Disney
erotica wish your libido makes, but kind of the same.
I think it worked.
That one was kind of rhymey.
It was, but I liked it. It was very good. It was very good. Thank you.
I go
Appreciate
back.
it.
So,
Yeah, it's a switch.
But
So,
You're all weak.
it's Friday, so not too much longer.
I could do that. I'm taking drum lessons, which is really weird. But I'm taking drum lessons. I can't just throw that out there. I can do that, you guys. I just realized. Wouldn't it be awesome?
Just getting moving.
I want to be like this old rock and roll grandma, so I have about 40 years to get good. Why not? I have nothing else to do.
Rock and roll grandma.
Don't really rock that, but
I think you could. I'm gonna do it.
I think might get fancy, but bump.
Yep.
See?
You can do a drum roll.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Well, we're set.
It's over.
All right, so we'll just keep thinking about that.
Okay.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you, Taylor.
Thank you guys for having me on the show.
Appreciate it.
Really appreciate
No
it.
problem. And we're gonna let you go,
All right.
and we're gonna
Get
bring
out of
in
here, kid.
Read the
Bravo.
chicks.
Thanks, you guys.
Thank you so much.